Hey there, welcome to a new album review today. We actually have KMFDM with the album called Nihil, which it's basically like industrial rock, but it also has sort of this, you know, pop, I guess, sort of like, you know, synth slash like electronic sound tendencies, if you will, which I found very interesting. And the first thing that I've noticed instantly when I started hearing this album, oh boy, like I forgot that this is industrial. So if you're not aware, when it comes to industrial music, it tends to not like how do we put it? It doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good. Like, let's be honest, it doesn't sound good. Like, if you are expecting like a clean mix, or nope, that doesn't exist here, you know. And that's good, actually, you know, because just like yesterday, I thought that I found that the crunch added to the experience with industrial, that is especially true. Like, industrial is really good at just creating sort of this atmosphere, and especially this energy from the songs, and this is no different, right? Like, yes, look, the mix doesn't sound the best, let's fucking be honest with ourselves, but that actually in a way makes you feel more in the atmosphere of the song, you know, like it makes you feel more immersed in the song, and makes you feel like you're more in there, right, rather than just sort of, looking at it, you know, like it makes you feel like you're in the middle of it, because everything is just, I guess, look, when the mix is shit, you know, everything else sort of sounds the same, right, everything sounds on the same level, so it's basically, look, it's industrial. Funnily enough, the singing to me is the funniest, because it's like, pretty much the singing is not as loud as the instruments most of the times, which sometimes actually made it hard for me to hear what they were saying. Not as hard as when I reviewed Panopticon, but definitely like not easy. And the funniest thing is, the singers sounded like they were whispering. Like they sounded like they were like singing, but that, whispering singing, which I found kind of funny, honestly, but it fit. I don't know, like, dude, I have been finding lately these albums where apparently like KMFDM are like kind of like popular within the industrial circle, and to me it's just like noise, but somehow it's like good noise, and then I'm like, oh, I understand why people actually like this, because this is actually good, this is a fucking banger, you know. Like, in a way, a lot of the songs here were actually reminding me of 2000s fucking like European trash music type thing, which is really funny. I mean, yeah, it's a German band, so, this album actually came out in 95, not in the 2000s, so, which is actually really funny, because it does, like, you hear a lot of the influences from the 90s, especially, because it's sort of like these, like, imagine if you heard, like, techno, for example, right, but mixed with that funky, grungy 90s rock, you know what I mean? It's like, it's supposed to sound weird, and it does, but it's like a good weird, it's an interesting weird, it's a, oh, that's actually like really cool what they're doing here. And that's the thing, like, despite all of the, little things that are kind of like bad, I always enjoy how artists always seem to make it work, because, like, obviously, despite being an album that came out in 95 or whatever, I don't believe that a lot of the times when, these types of mixes happen, that the artists are just incompetent or whatever. I think that most of the times it's completely deliberate, because, again, like, I feel that if a lot of these songs, especially in this album, had, a clean mix, I feel like I would just not enjoy it as much. Like, I feel like it wouldn't be as impactful, especially because, again, like, I think this album did a very good job at sort of putting you in the middle of the song, right? As in, like, you are in the middle of the song, and everywhere around you, it's just the song playing, right? So, like, you feel very within the sonic atmosphere, I guess that's how you could describe it, right? And I just don't think that would be possible if the album just felt clean, right? If the album sounded clean, because in a way, like, I imagine being in the middle of a factory, right? You don't just hear sounds from the machine in front of you, right? And even if you are hearing sounds from a machine in front of you, because of all of the noise around you, like, you just feel like you're in the middle of noise. that's what it is like. That's what this feels like, right? It feels like you're in the middle of the song, basically, and that there's, just noise all around you, but instead of being noise, it's the music, right? Which, again, sure, it has some, like, I guess, quote-unquote noise to it, right? There's definitely a lot of not necessarily like distortion, but there's definitely, again, like the guitars and whatnot aren't exactly clean. The singing is all whispery and stuff like that, and even like gravelly at points. So not exactly the most clean thing, but that's the point, because when you're in the middle of noise, you cannot hear sounds that are super clean. The sounds always sound sort of muffled, and they don't sound correct. There's always some noise to it, right, that comes when you're hearing them, and this album does a very good job at sort of using that experience as pretty much just putting you in that middle of the atmosphere of the song, right? Outside of that, a lot of the songs kind of depend, because some of the songs are a bit more on the, I guess, like industrial side, definitely. Some of the songs are more on the, I guess, like rock side, like some songs are a bit more focused on the melodies of the chorus and everything, while other songs are more, oh yeah, we're beating the drums type thing, not that they're beating the drums, but it feels like much more, focus on the energy that the song creates rather than like the melodies or whatever, right? For example, I really liked how the second song, wait, is that the actual name? I didn't even read the name before. Juke Joint Jezebel. Sure, let's go with that, I guess. Yeah, like that song is a lot more, you can feel a lot more of the inspiration of like the funk, like rock movement that got popular in the 90s, right? Whereas, for example, songs like Brute, I think, was one of them, are definitely more on the higher energy, lower registry, not as, caring about the melodies, more caring about the energy that it provides. It still has melodies. This is not one of those albums where they don't exist, but it's like, the focus on the songs tend to vary, and definitely the later the album gets, the more like the energy tends to be more focused, whereas before, like at the beginning of the album, it starts a little bit more, toned down, perhaps a little bit with less energy, which is nice. It sort of prepares you and then just goes all in. Now, the thing about this album is that, I don't generally enjoy intro songs that are sort of there just to, be more of an intro song rather than an actual song. This album did the brilliant thing of putting the intro song at the end. Yeah, the song Nihil, which is the song of the album's called Nihil, is like the self-titled song. It's absolute garbage. Straight up, like, that is literally noise. Like, literally noise. Literally. Like, I'm not joking, it's literally noise. It's only 2 minutes long, but it's literally fucking noise. And it's at the end of the album. And the thing is, that song is preceded by a song called Trust. Completely fine. The last minute of the song is completely silent. Like, I know my headphones work, so I'm pretty sure it wasn't because of my headphones. I'm pretty sure it's just like an artistic, direction type thing, an artistic decision type thing. But yeah, I was just sitting there being like, is anything else gonna play? Am I gonna like lose something? No, I just lost my fucking time. It's complete silence. Just nothing plays. So yes, honestly, I could do without that. I understand, especially when it comes to industrial, people tend to be a bit more on the how do I put this? Experimental side, right? But yeah, look, not good. Let's just put it like that, not good. I did not fucking. I mean, at least it came at the end of the album rather than at the beginning, and completely ruining like my expectations of the album. And then the album having to like regain it back. At least it was like, hey, here's the album. Oh, also, by the way, we made a weird song. So at least there was that going for it. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed it. I actually think like I know that everyone points at Brute. I think it's like a song that a lot of people love. Personally, I actually am much more turned to the first songs in the album, especially Ultra. I actually ended up enjoying Ultra quite a lot. I think it's quite underrated as a song. I think it's a very strong opener for the album, and I think it can pretty much just give you a very good idea of what the album is going to be, both melodically and, in the industrial, like, energetic type instrumentalization, right? I think it's really nice. Yeah, look, it was just a very, weird sound fusion for sure, but that's exactly why I like doing this type of reviews, because discovering like this type of music is actually really cool, you know. Like I you know, again, like the point of me doing these reviews is not just, I mean, I also enjoy talking about albums that I already know that I really love, but at the same time discovering shit that is new and that, you know, it's fascinating to me, even if I don't like it, right? Even if I were to not like it, it's still interesting, right? So yeah, speaking of liking, my vibe meter is giving this album honestly right now an 8, which I don't know, like I enjoyed it a lot. I don't know why. Like I end up enjoying the fucking weirdest albums when I already it's like I go into the album and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of weird, and then I end up enjoying it a lot for some reason. But yeah, I think an 8 out of 10 is pretty good. They have way more albums, and honestly, based on this, I might go after some other albums that they have for sure. But yeah, that's it for me for today, and I'll see you tomorrow with a new album review.